What's good, y'all? It is Will here, and today I want to talk about the fear of intimacy. This is something that has been kind of rooted in me, it seems like, since I was a child. Particularly, I'll start with, the relationship I share with my parents, which I would say is solid. I love them for sure, and I have pretty much my whole life, but for until this last year, I never really told them I loved them. I never willingly hugged them, or express love in any capacity. And it's the same thing with my friends. It's the same thing with people that I genuinely love in my life. And that has kind of also correlated with the feelings of sexual desires. I would say like the touching, kissing, hugging. It's all something I'm afraid of. Like it's not taboo, but it's just awkward. It doesn't feel right, and it's almost as if this something subconsciously has been built within me to where I feel like I'm undeserving of love. Like I wouldn't say that, on camera. Like I wouldn't say I'm undeserving of love, but it's like something is almost built within me to where I have to reach the state of perfection to feel any sense of real empowerment in a way. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's something I've really always struggled with, and that's why over the last few years I've isolated myself. I don't tell people what I'm going through. Writing books is my form of therapy, which is great to have that, but I don't openly discuss a lot of what I'm experiencing towards other people. It's like I'm afraid of emotional bonds, of something getting deeper than simply just a surface level sort of conversation. Anything that exceeds that. And I'm not, when I say that, I mean just like when it gets to the emotional side of things, when you start talking about what you're feeling and trying to open up about what you're actually going through, it's something that, obviously it's not always easy, right? It's not supposed to be easy to just do that to anybody, but I'm very hesitant towards that. Like it scares me, like I don't want to tell people what I'm going through. And I'm not saying that's definitely not particularly a good thing, right? I wouldn't say it is. But like I mentioned with sex, it's like every time that I cede to a sexual desire, to a sexual desire, and let's say I watch porn or something along the lines of that, even the act of sex, which I'm a virgin, but all of it just seems like I'm ashamed after it. Like I'm always ashamed. Like what am I doing? Why am I giving into these cravings? And they can be uncontrollable. Sometimes everyone experiences a little bit of clarity, but it's like I can never, have sex and feel good about it, feel satisfied. I'm currently over 80 days celibate. I haven't engaged in any form of sexual activity for almost 2.5 months. And, I've had struggles with porn addiction. I've had struggles with erectile dysfunction, and not knowing at all what intimacy is. Like, I'm not going to use this to look at other people and say, well, why do they experience, sexual desires that seem quote unquote normal? Because I don't think anybody does. Everybody has their own unique way of feeling those compulsions and feelings and whatnot. But it's always confused me, and I've talked about it a few times on this channel. Like sometimes I think I'm obsessed with it, but it's because I'm really confused. I just don't understand. Like, I'm into women for sure, but I've had thoughts the other way. I've had thoughts towards guys before. I've had thoughts about the taboo side of sex, and maybe kinks here and there, and even like towards objects sometimes, and I just don't get it. Like I really don't understand. At times I've questioned if I'm asexual. At times I've questioned if I'm bisexual. I even questioned if I'm gay one time. And at times I've questioned if I'm straight too. It's just been an absolute mess. And it's tough to talk about these things, to anything but the camera. Like I'm not having this conversation that I'm having with right now to a person. I'm not sitting here and talking about this to anyone. That's why I have to do this. I have to talk about it on camera. I have to talk about it through writing, because it's the only place I feel comfortable doing so. I'm not capable. It almost feels like I'm not capable of this. I'm not capable of developing an intimate connection in an emotional sense. Forget about sex-wise, emotional sense. I'm not capable of developing these emotional bonds. And don't get me wrong, that is a stigma that has been a preconceived notion that has been built up within me, right? I can get over that, but it's like, how? What do I do to, no longer be afraid of intimacy? What do I do to not feel very weird and uncomfortable going up to hug someone that I love, that's my family, that's my friends? When I do love them, why do I feel weird about it? And I've had this battle the last couple of years of, sexuality and sex life, and just being like, okay, how do I accept that maybe I'm not straight, or how do I accept that I've had confusion and struggles with it? But now it's almost like, okay, well, what do I do about this fear of intimacy? How can I get over this? I think talking about it definitely helps, but how do I talk about it to somebody who will listen to me and, hear me out, and not just barge in on the conversation? I don't know. It's a mess, man. It's really a mess. And my life is good. I would say, I do socialize with friends. I do have hobbies and activities that I enjoy doing, routines, and I have found a side of life that I really loved, an oasis. So I'm not going to sit up here and, say everything is just a giant abyss of eternal darkness and suffering. But it seems like this side of my life, this aspect, this facet of my life is left me in a state of bewilderment and absolute confusion that I don't know if I will ever make it out of. I really don't. I just can't say that one day I'll magically, lose these, or I'll make it past the wall and no longer be afraid, or that I'll meet someone and then my entire world is changed. And that's almost the kind of fairy tale story that you desire, but I've kind of become accustomed, or become accepting of the idea that she doesn't exist. What I mean by that is, always searching for that one woman that's going to change my life and that I'm going to fall in love with, and that is a mirror image of me, who shares my ideas, and we just connect so well. Coming to terms with the fact that, she doesn't exist. The perfect girl isn't out there. There's no mirror image of me that is waiting for me to come across her. There may be someone out there that I fall in love with at some point, sure, but you got to tamper down your expectations sometimes and just sort of be a little bit more open. And I don't know. We'll just kind of see where life goes. It's confusing sometimes. I don't know why I feel the way I do about a lot of things, but I do, and I can't take away from my nature, from some of the things that I felt, or haven't felt, haven't wanted to feel. I just kind of want to learn how to love, how to express love. That's the thing. I find love to be basically everything. I was writing about this yesterday, about how love essentially is everything. I can actually pull it up, what exactly I wrote right now. It might take a second here, but let me see, hold on. This video is kind of uncut just because it's a little bit raw, but yeah, I said, maybe one day I'll discover what love truly is, regardless of whether or not it's in any way romantic. Even with that, I don't need to go beyond what I already have to find it. Love is everything. Love consists of these very words. Love is this laptop. Love is that 7 a.m. coffee, or that ice-cold water after a long day of work. As so, love is what leads up to that ice-cold beverage. Love is the stress, the tiresome moments as you desire nothing more than some water to quench your thirst. Love is romantic. At the same time, love is dangerous. Love is conflict. Love is the lows that make those moments of bliss so magical. Love is neither here nor there. Much like life itself, it simply is. There is no exact depiction of it, no deeper meaning than exceeds one's own experience. And that's the thing. I've kind of recognized that love, can really be everything. But it's almost more so expressing those feelings, expressing whenever I love someone, or expressing my feelings of love through physical contact and through intimacy. Like, I can express it through words. I can say I love you. Like I said, I've gotten to a point where I'm telling my parents that. I'll tell my friends that from time to time. But I mean, obviously, like, with your guy friends, you're not gonna, I would say women are a lot more intimate just naturally with their friends amongst fellow women than men are. But it's like, even just giving a friend a hug, even giving my parents a hug, even the thought of, giving a kiss to one of my parents, it sounds cringe. Like, I don't even understand, man. And that itself, like, I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm continuously learning, and that's the key, right? Just never stop learning. Be a sponge, absorb information, energy, and be willing to learn, be willing to admit, and don't lie to yourself. That's the key, right? Don't lie to yourself about what you're feeling, how you're feeling, and have a place to express that, for sure. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here with this video. But if you made it to this point, I thank you for watching. If you've had experience similar, I would love to hear you out on it. I'm open to anything you've encountered. I'm here to listen, There's no judge zone over here. So, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Will from PSYCHONAUT Visions, signing out.